Hello, my lovely wolf pack, and welcome back to the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I can't wait to get started. But before we do, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Join the pack today. All right, guys, so I apologize that I didn't make it to you yesterday. We were having some more internet issues, but hopefully we have that taken care of for now. And we are back here with the news. So let's just get right to it. So my friends, yesterday morning, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino announced that they will be opening up investigations into three, what they are calling, high-profile cases pertaining to the Biden administration. Now, I don't know if I personally would call these cases high profile. I wouldn't even say that these should even be considered high priority. I think that there's a lot bigger problems that need to be addressed here within our government that the FBI could be working on. But I digress, I suppose. Let's take a look at the news here, and you guys can kind of let us know what you think down in the comments. All right. From NPR. FBI re-examining Dobbs opinion leak, DC pipe bombs, and Whitehouse cocaine cases. Now, I will say the DC pipe bombs, the J6 pipe bombs that never really got solved, I'd say that's probably a pretty important high priority right there, just because I know all of us here at Wolfpack Media are really interested in like figuring out what happened with January 6th. Like what kind of inside job was going on over there. I don't know. I mean, I care about the pipe bomb stuff. I want to know who planted that and what's going on with that and why we were never given any information regarding it. And I would like whatever information they do have to be released so that we can kind of speculate on it, but I don't know. I think I'd rather personally know about the confidential informants are the FBI assets that they had in the crowd that day. Is I'd like to know about that. That's where my curiosity really is piquing. This pipe bomb case is really interesting too, but I think I'd rather know about people within the FBI that were just maybe not officially FBI agents, but any kind of CIs that they had on the ground that day. I'd like to know why they were there, what kind of investigating they were conducting, all that stuff. But let's go ahead and read this here. Da da da. The FBI is refocusing on three high-profile cases that emerged just before and during the Biden administration. Dan Bongino, the deputy director of the FBI, announced Monday on X. Oh, so I guess it wasn't yesterday morning. It was Monday morning. Okay. My bad, guys. The FBI wants to revive or invest more resources into cases that Bongino said pointed to potential public corruption, including the investigation into the pair of undetonated, wow, I can't read today, undetonated pipe bombs left near the Democratic National Committee and Republican National Committee headquarters. So so these were placed near both the DNC and the RNC headquarters. Wow, I did not know that. I thought it was just the one at the RNC, but I guess it was at both. You learn something new every day, guys. Just because I'm pretty privy to the news, there's still new things that I find out throughout my job here at Wolfpack Media. The Republican National Committee headquarters on January 5th, 2021, and the discovery of a bag of cocaine at the White House over July 4th weekend in 2023. Yeah, it was kind of weird that a bag of cocaine was found at the White House on a July 4th celebration at the White House. I mean, it's not surprising, but it's not surprising, it's just kind of funny. It's kind of ironic. Ironic is the word I was looking for there. Irony. Okay. The third case getting renewed scrutiny is the 2022 leak of the unpublished Supreme Court Dobbs decision, which ended federal protections for abortion. Uh, an 8-month investigation into the leak, ordered by Chief Justice John Roberts, was unable to identify the person responsible. Wow. So, wow, they were never able to identify the person that did it. That's nuts. That's nuts, dude, how inept our government really is, dude. It surprises me the types of things you get away with in our government, but it kind of begs the question of, like, is it like just incompetence? It's kind of like the shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania of Donald Trump, the assassination attempt. It's like you have to often ask yourself, especially if you're in the business of the news and stuff. Um, you have to ask yourself, is it incompetence or is it on purpose? I often wrestle with both of those. Like it could be both too. Like, so it's really three. Is it incompetence? Is it intentional, or is it both? Is it a combination of the two? Um, I have a lot of questions when it comes to shit like that, because you think of the U.S. government and you think, like, people, you can't get away with shit. Like, you get caught immediately doing something bad or untowards. But that's at least what I think when I think of the U.S. government. But then you see shit like this, and it's like they still don't know who the cocaine guy is in the White House. They don't know who leaked this the Supreme Court Dobbs decision. Um, and you're like, well, maybe people can get away with crazy shit in the government, but you also have to look, well, probably not. And the only reason that people are able to get away with things is because they're like letting them get away with it. Yeah, it seems like, I don't know, like, either the people investigating these things are completely and utterly incompetent, and that's really hard for me to believe, but also not that hard for me to believe. It's, you see my problem here. It's a very contradictory problem here. I'm like, there's no way that, like, people within our government are stupid, but then I'm like, well, but also maybe they are. But anyway, before I get on a rant, I'll read on here. Shortly after swearing in, FBI Director Kash Patel and I evaluated a number of cases of potential public corruption that understandably have garnered public interest. We made the decision to either reopen or push additional resources and investigative attention to these cases, Bongino posted on X. He continued, I receive requested briefings on these cases weekly, and we are making progress. If you have any investigative tips on these matters that may assist us, then please contact the FBI. NPR reached out to the FBI for additional information, but did not hear back before the story published. Blah, blah, blah. The pipe bomb case has remained open since the devices were discovered over 4 years ago. In January, the FBI released new details and a video showing a potential suspect leaving the pipe bombs outside the DNC and RNC buildings the night before the riot at the U.S. Capitol. It's crazy. It still just it blows my mind. And once again, it begs the question, is this incompetency, or is it intentional, or is it both? Because, like, how is this able to happen? How is this guy, this unknown dude, somehow fucking able to get to plant bombs at the RNC? This is in DC, dude. Like, it's crazy, man. It just blows my mind how this is even possible, that they weren't able to catch the person that did it, which just raises further suspicions on the whole situation. But I'll read on. Authorities said they conducted 1,000 interviews, reviewed 39,000 video files, and sifted through some 600 tips, but the alleged bomber remains elusive. Yeah, it's just hard for me to believe that they did all that and they don't have any clue whatsoever. Like, did they even like? I'd like to know. Do they even have suspects? Like, nobody. It's just this guy somebody planted bombs like at government buildings, and nobody has. We don't even have a suspect. Like, that just is crazy to me. Like, the highest levels of the FBI haven't been able to figure this out. That's wild. It is just like, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to believe. It's hard for me to like wrap my brain around the fact that the the most the most powerful arm of our law enforcement in the United States was unable to find one guy that planted bombs. Like, it's very suspicious, to say the least. The Whitehouse cocaine case began when the drug was found stashed in a cubby hole near the Situation Room. Like, how do you have cocaine like anywhere near? How do you get drugs anywhere near that? That's another one where it's like, there's no way you don't know, bro. You know damn well that the first thing they're gonna do is take fingerprints off the goddamn bag, and you're telling me you don't know who did it. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get out of here. I've seen people, like, let me put it this way for you guys when it comes to the cocaine case, because I know a little bit about the drug game. um, Dude, I've seen people go to jail because the cops dug through their garbage can and found an empty bag, drug baggie, an empty bag. And they were able to take the fingerprints, and that's just like that was just a small town police department. They were able to determine, they found this small baggie inside a trash can, an empty bag of drugs, and they were able to lift the fingerprint off the baggie and find whose drugs it was, and they got arrested. Like, so you're telling me within the White House that they're not going to be able to do the same thing? Like, lots of red flags in that whole story. Once again, though, I will say that I probably not that important of a story. I will be interested to see if there was any kind of corruption in there, because there had to have been. There's no way. Just the little bit of knowledge I know about, like, how they investigate drugs and shit just on the streets, is it tells me that there's no fucking way they don't know who the fuck's cocaine that was. I think it was just somebody that they didn't want people to know, so they just threw it under the rug, as they often did in the Biden White House. We're finding out now in recent days. La da da da. I forgot where I was. Near the Situation Room, where officials store cell phones during meetings. The U.S. Secret Service stopped looking for the owner of the dime bag of cocaine about 10 days after it was first discovered. So yeah, they on July 2nd, 2023, citing the lack of physical evidence. You had the bag. Just lift fingerprints. You're telling me that the Secret Service of these United States don't have the ability to lift a fingerprint off a fucking bag? Get the fuck you stupid sons of bitches. You lying ass motherfuckers, dude. Prior to taking a role at the FBI, Bongino had suggested the cocaine belonged to a member of the Biden family. Hunter Biden. A few days after it was found, he wrote on X, "There's absolutely zero chance anyone other than a family member brought that cocaine inside the White House complex." And this is because Dan Bongino used to be a member of the Secret Service, so he would know. There's no way that, because there's screens and security checks right when you walk into the White House, like, for anybody, even people that are supposed to be there and shit. So there's no way. The only way you could get it in there, you could get drugs into the White House like that, is if you're a member of the first family, you know. I completely agree with what Dan Bongino said before, but now I don't know what we're hearing from him now. He says that it's going to get investigated, but we'll see. President Biden and his family were away at the time, and the West Wing is frequented by visitors and tours. Yeah, not that well though, and that's all they got. Wow, that's really all they got there on that. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Are these even worth looking things worth looking into? Because I would say the pipe bomb case is probably the most important. I don't know if I care that much about the cocaine thing. Like we all know that people within our government do drugs. That's an obvious thing there. But we will go ahead and leave it there for you for now. I don't know if I'll be back for another nightly show tonight. I'm I'm planning on working on a project tonight. Wolfpack Media is going to be doing its first movie production, so stay on the lookout for that. It might be a while before we even start filming on it, but I did want to get a go on writing the script here, so I'm gonna be doing that, and we will see if will be back with you guys for our nightly show. But if we're not, then we'll see you guys tomorrow. But um, go ahead and follow us on X and Facebook. And don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube at Wolfpack Media 92. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.